Hi, folks. I'm sorry I can't be here live. I wish I could. So I kind of recreated the scene. I looked it up on the internet. I hope I got the right bar and everything. This is the right one. I thought I could just pretend to like sit at the things with you all, but I can't, unfortunately. So this is the next best thing I could do. If I was going to be drinking anything, this looks really good. I found this on Google. So somebody have one of these for me. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if you eat these or just lick them or something, but looks awesome. I really wish I was there. It's also 6 a.m. So it would be really fun to drink this at 6 a.m. All right. So yeah, like you said, I write a blog every week at howtomarketagame.com. I have a free class, how to make a Steam page.com, because everybody should make a Steam page. And I've done a number of GDC talks about like how games marketing works and that sort of stuff. I consult, so I've got a number of clients that I've worked with. It's kind of coaching them on how to market a game on Steam. But really, what I do is I help them navigate Steam, because it's a weird culture all upon itself, and why you do some things or not. So I am going to do this talk, understanding Steam, and kind of show you where visibility comes from. And this is kind of this very specific thing I want to talk about. Now, people always talk about, oh, there's so many games on Steam, oh, so much junk, bring back curation. Like, that's going to fix everything. But I don't think it actually will, because there's some really cool stuff on here. Like, I saw Oliver speaking very soon here. Thomas, I think he could tell you more about this. But, I would have, if I was on some sort of curation board, I probably wouldn't have curated Vampire Survivors in just at first look of this or anything. There's cool games where you just like build models. I wouldn't. If I was on Valve, I probably wouldn't curate this on the platform. I was like, who wants to just build a model? Just go out there, kids, go get it. Or this is an actual game. It's called Rule the Waves 3. I think they're based in the UK, actually. I tried to email the guy, and he was from the UK. So this looks like an awesome game, but look how it looks. Well, I wouldn't have picked this one, but it did okay. So, some of these games I would have never curated. That's what I love about Steam, is stuff that you never thought would be popular. And this is how Steam does it. There is some curation, but everybody doesn't realize it. And let me kind of show you this kind of secret curation that's going on. Okay, now they start curating you even before sales. And I'll show you what, even before you like put your game on sale, when you just have a Steam page, let me kind of explain what I mean by this. Okay, so I always survey my readers and stuff just to kind of get data. And I said, what's your resting impression rate? Like, how many impressions do you get every week? And not when it's high promotion, not when you like ran a clean like a really cool PR campaign, which you'll hear about later in these talks, like really good PR. That's the exciting stuff everybody talks about. I don't like exciting stuff. I like really boring stuff. So I said, when you're doing nothing, how many impressions does Steam give you? And each one of these bars is a different game. And as you can see, there's a number of games that get so many impressions every 7 days. And then there's pretty much everybody else. Well, there's a pretty healthy impression right here, like in this mid tier. And then there's kind of everybody else. This is the Steam curation working. Let me show you exactly what's going on here. When Steam sees something, this is the Valve bouncer. So there's a curation bouncer in Steam, and he's kind of looking out to see which games should get all the attention and which games should not. And basically, these games get featured in all those little widgets. If you ever like really browse Steam a lot, you'll see the same games kind of over and over again. That's these games. Now, I want to be clear. All these games are pre-release. They have not been up for sale. They're not selling like hotcakes or anything. All of these games are pre-release. This is not because this game made $1 million or something. Now, what I have found studying enough games, people in my community, working for clients and stuff, when you get a big visibility shock, and by that I mean like you do something big, Steam pays attention. The Steam algorithm, bouncer, curator, whatever you want to call this guy, pays attention and says, whoa, this game's got it. And you can see it. This is a game called Peglin. This is their follower chart. Every single day, you can kind of see how many followers they have, which is very closely tied to wish lists. And you can see nothing was going on. Nothing was going on. Nothing was going on. Boom, visibility shock. And then the game just took off. And it just rose in the algorithm. Also happened with Dome Keeper, another game. This is their pre-shock, very flat. Months, nothing. Then they put out a demo, got 40,000 in wish lists in a month because of streamers. Like streamers played it over and over again. and the Valve algorithm blessed them. And the Steam algorithm looked at it, saw all this external visibility and said, oh my goodness. And then they kind of became blessed right here. You can see it. I didn't even need to put the arrow. See, you can see it. But this is when they launched the demo right here. And all those streamers played it, took right off. And the way that they bless you, the reason I say this isn't like, oh, everybody's talking about this on Twitter or something. The way the Steam algorithm works is they feature you in stuff like Discovery Queue. This is a very important little widget right here. And this other thing, which is more like this, down on the bottom of every Steam page that matches yours, you can start ending up in here. This is what I call real Steam, pre-real Steam, really. And this is blessed. When you get blessed by the algorithm, that's where your game starts showing up. And this is where those impressions from those games really come from. So all these games, like right in this section here, blessed. This, kind of lightly blessed. Here, never been blessed. These games, the Steam algorithm doesn't know about these games. Like they have a Steam page, but the algorithm's like, tell us when you have some visibility. Tell us when you do something amazing. Never been blessed. They don't get any impressions. This is basically, this quadrant is where you kind of want to be if you got a game coming up on Steam. Okay. So here's kind of what, once I kind of figured out, this is kind of the new model that successful games are really doing and really pitching. So in the old way we used to do marketing was there's pre-production where you're working on your game, and then maybe you put a Steam page up, and then maybe if you were really smart, you did 6 months here of like having a Steam page up, doing some PR stuff, but people would really focus on the PR right here, like right at the end. And then there would be a just right there. That was it. And then you'd launch your game. That was basically it. Now, you would do that big visibility shock and you become blessed right here. And then there'd only be 2 weeks of being blessed. 2 weeks. We want a lot of blessing. We don't want just that 2 weeks. So really kind of this new model is, why not just pull this back, pull back the blessing. And so instead of just 6 months, you get your Steam page up way early, way early. You get that demo out way early, which is one of the best ways to get blessed, by the way. And then you just sit in that blessed zone for so long, for months and months and months. None of this little 2 week blessing. No, we want the blessing for months and months and months. And these are kind of what I have found are enough to shock that algorithm to make Steam go, oh, this is great. We got to bless this. Basically, if you're a previous developer, this is a little easier once you have a hit game. I know it's a problem that, oh man, the first rule of success is be successful. But if you can cross promo, do a daily deal, that's really good. If you have a really pretty game, viral Reddit post, again, ask Thomas about this with Lacera Hidden Kingdom. Very good. IGN, GameSpot, major external festival like an E3, like one of those like PC gamer shows. Or if you have a fun game, you get your public beta out, demo launch, prologue launch. Not everybody has a pretty enough game to go viral on Twitter and TikTok. It's just true. Not all games. But the fun thing about Steam is you don't have to have a pretty game that goes viral on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. You can do it with just a fun game. And those fun games, really, this public beta demo, this, I think, is the best way to get that goosing of the algorithm. And I'll show you. Here's Peglin. I mean, I love Peglin. Beautiful game. Not really. Like, it's a good game. It looks good, but it's not one of those games that goes viral. It's pixel art. Those rarely go viral. But what they did was they launched this demo right here. And if you look at their chart, pre-blessed, blessed. What we really want to do is, what if we could just like pull back this period all the way to here, and then they're just riding this blessed period. And that's the new model, is extend this time period when it's like a Steam algorithm pushing you everywhere, every widget you show up in. This is what you want to do. Pull this back, shorten this pre-blessed period. Now, this is where indies get real sad, and they're like, oh, won't they get tired of me? I don't want to get blessed too early. Then they'll get tired of me. I don't know why indies are always so sad about that. They're like, oh, if you do like me, you're going to like me not for very long. That always hits me up. So Cosmoteer was this game. it was one of those games that's so fun. They just put the whole game out for free on itch while they marketed. 4.5 years they had a Steam page up. Okay. And I looked at their conversion rate, which is how when they wishlisted, it's called a cohort. You can look it up on Steam. Every red bar is a cohort. That means when somebody wishlisted it back here, when they went on sale, they converted about 20%. As you can see, this red bars, this is their conversion rate throughout the 4.5 years. It is pretty flat. You would expect if people got tired of you, it would like slowly ramp up. In other words, like the people who wishlisted it 4.5 years ago would convert lower than the people who converted who wishlisted it like 6 months before they launched. Nope. Just about the same. Just about the same. In fact, you can't even tell. Can't even tell where they are. Same thing happened with Zero Sievert. Another great game. This is their cohort conversion rate throughout their campaign. They weren't 4.5 years, but as you can see, it doesn't matter. Some of the best converting wish lists occurred way at the beginning when they first put their Steam page up. They got blessed way back here when Splattercat played them. So really, they don't get tired of us. Look at this. How long was Zelda out? How long did we wait? At 6 years? People didn't say, you know what? I'm tired of this game. I don't want this game anymore. No! This game still hit. Even though it took them like 6 years to make the sequel. So if you can get blessed before you go on sale, awesome. But what about after you go on sale? This is curation getting worked on, okay? This is, in 2022, this is the indie game revenue. Okay? This is kind of what they earned over time. This is all the games that released in 2022. Let me explain this better. And as you can see, it's hockey stick. It's a hockey stick of a hockey stick of a hockey stick. The 93rd percentile of games will earn $100,000. The 99th percentile will earn $1.8 million. It's a hockey stick. The median is about $1,000. This is curation. This is how Steam curates games out. They let you publish. They let you sell your game. You can put whatever you want on Steam. They'll publish it. But what they do is they essentially smother the games that they don't think are worthy, and they do it algorithmically. Basically, I call it real Steam. So here's the bouncer, the Valve algorithm curator. He only lets in certain games. And in my bet, I see this a lot. I've worked on some of these games. You'll see these games that are very positive, but they stall out like 150 reviews, 200 reviews. This is sad. I see this all the time. And people are like, what? I have so many positive reviews. Why aren't I selling? They got curated out. In my experience, games that earn about under 250,000 gross, pre-Steam cut lifetime, and it could be like within a year or so, but once games kind of get over $250,000 gross revenue, Steam puts them everywhere. They start getting through it. And I really think this 250-ish. Now, don't quote Steam on this on Valve. If Valve's in there or anything, if you have a meeting with them, like, about the 250, it's kind of rough. I don't know what it is, but usually when you apply for something like a daily deal, you apply and Valve goes, oh, we'll check it out, see how your numbers are looking. There's a number of factors, but I always find it's a 250. 250K is kind of the rule. Now, what I find is here's logarithmic scale to make it a little easier to see. There's kind of this indie zone right around here. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is where those games get stuck at about 150 to 500 reviews. This is that sad indie zone where this is what's so frustrating about Steam, and I hate it, and this is why I want to explain this today. You're doing pretty good. Like, awesome. 150 reviews is nothing to get, sad about, but you kind of get stuck in the spot where it's like you're mostly positive or very positive, and you're like, why? And you just didn't get enough for Valve to really start paying attention. This is the curation in effect. And I hate this, but for whatever reason, Valve just doesn't want to promote games that kind of earn in this mid-tier. Like, these are kind of like asset flips, hobbyist games. You see them when you're like, yeah, it's definitely the hobbyist game. But this is the zone of sadness right here. I really don't like this, but I don't know. This is just to explain that I don't know what to tell you, but this is kind of what happens when you're like, God, why am I'm stuck at 200 reviews and they're all positive. Everybody loves me. But the sales just weren't fast enough, exciting enough to get Valve past that bouncer. Okay. And the reason is Valve knows, like, if they're going to hold up two games and one game sells as soon as it's seen and the other game it's like, well, not as always, doesn't sell as well, they don't make as much money when they show the game that is real Steam. Okay, that's a secret. So real Steam, it's magic, it's being blessed, it's magic, it's getting past the bouncer. Okay, now how do you get into real Steam? Okay, first it's your game. That's the one. It has to be the game. It's always the game. There's no one weird trick. There's no one hashtag you can use. Your game has to be beautiful, or if it's not beautiful, so fun that once people start playing it, they're just like, I can't get enough of this. It's just like so fun, and that's it. The marketing, that's kind of where I come in, but it really is the game. Like, I wish I could take credit for a lot of this stuff, but I can't. It's the game. So that's it. You just want to get blessed. That's the basic thing. If I could tell you anything, like, get that nice and early. Try and maximize that time that you're blessed. If you like this, I have a free book for you. It's like 60 marketing mistakes. I was going to put a nice picture. I realized I didn't put that up there. 60 marketing mistakes every indie makes. It's a book that tells you how to avoid the 60 mistakes that I've identified. howtomarketagame.com/free to get it. And I'm going to normally sell this stuff, but Thursday, I only do this 2 times a year, in the summer and in November. I put this class on deep discount. So if you sign up, make sure this Thursday it's going on sale. You'll get a reminder if you sign up on this. But my class, like, super deep discount, only time of the year. So I wanted to time it perfectly with today, but I couldn't. So it is Thursday when that thing's going to go on sale. But that's it. I don't know if we have time for questions. But thank you for having me. Maybe I'll just go back to questions, or I'll just silently watch everybody. That's not a lot creepier. It just means that I'm going to be on the Zoom call while everybody else gives a talk, and I won't be drinking, unfortunately. So. Oh, unfortunately, I can't hear you. I don't know why, but I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me here?
Yes, I can.
Right. Do you do one-on-one Zoom calls?
I do. Just hit me up. They're called office hours, and you could book an office hour, and I just review what your plans are. I answer any question you want, but I do an hour Zoom call with people. It's pretty reasonably priced for indies. So just hit me up on social media or something. But howtomarketagame.com, you can find my contact information on there.